Welcome to Win This Together,
our YouTube-based question and answer show where we support,
empower,
and inspire. So our first question today comes from Liz B. Taylor, and her question is, how do you win in light of all the distractions, everything that's going on? How do you stay focused on a goal and stay passionate about it? So one thing that I think is really important for any goal that you have is grit. Now, grit is described, and there are books on it and articles and everything, but it's really, really important for success. And it's described as the ability to stay passionate and persevere as it relates to long-term goals. This is really important for the students I coach, and it's really important for adults and everybody. And so there are ways that you can develop more grit. And some of those ways include developing a growth mindset, for example. So what's a growth mindset? A growth mindset is the idea that you are able to grow your talents, skills, and abilities, as opposed to a fixed mindset which says, I was born this way and I am this type.
And I have to stay this way.
Exactly.
And I can't change.
It's like when I used to watch people exercise and say, Lord God, why God never made exactly. Why God never made me the exercising type or the clean eating type, or but then I realized, wow, I can build those skills over time. It's the whole idea of believing in the becoming of it, right? And so not just as it relates to fitness, but even as it relates to abilities. For example, public speaking is something that a lot of people are scared of, right? It was described as the thing that people fear most. Over there.
I've read that.
Yeah, so, but it's something that can be developed, like even for people who, people assume, for example, that public speaking comes to me naturally. I really love to talk, but I did several courses on public speaking before to train myself. And I've been growing that skill. So the idea is that I may not be born this way, I may not have this naturally, or I may have a little bit of it naturally, but I can get better at things over time with deliberate practice and deliberate effort. And that growth mindset really can just take you so many places inside the classroom. So the idea is, maybe I'm not naturally inclined to physics, but with enough attention, I can become, good at physics, or good enough to get the one, is what I told myself all those years ago in fifth form. So
grit mindset or
growth mindset essential to grit. So grit. So when you have the growth mindset, you find yourself more able to persevere because you have belief in yourself that you can get it done, and so you don't give up. And
so
the real
sustain that grit though,
because you kind of have to reinforce it every day. It's like a daily process.
So that is the key then.
The key is in the daily. The key is in a setback is an opportunity for growth, as opposed to I'm taking a setback personally and I'm going to pop down now and it's all over. Exactly. So the growth mindset as opposed to the fixed mindset is really, really key for grit. And then something else that's really key too is patience, which you know, Camila.
Yes, all too well.
I struggle.
Yeah, man, it can't. No, but
Patience is hard because I'm like a right now. Like,
yeah, man.
why is it not happening?
Right.
I need to.
I see that in weight loss all the time.
And
if
you
people are
know,
not
too.
feeling it, if they're not seeing results immediately in 3 weeks, this is not working for me. I need to do something else.
But all the studies of highly successful people in fitness, in weight loss, in life goals have to have patience. People who are built epic companies have done so, many of them over time. And so the idea that things will come together eventually if I keep doing what I need to do on a daily basis. Because if you don't have that patience, you're going to give up too easily. And a lot of people fall short of their goal because they don't have enough patience to really see things through. So that's another big part of developing grit, which is essential for the winning kind of attitude, mentality, and results.
And let's talk about like patience for how long, because I have seen it resonates very well with me, the 28-day rule almost. So that if you are patient and if you see it through for the 28 days, if you are every day, as you said, exercising that grit, eventually, it really does become a habit, and then that now is becoming, it's habitual.
Exactly. And as you said that, the third thing that I wanted to say is that you have to celebrate the small wins. You have to. Yeah. Because what a lot of us, the reason why we give up sometimes is because we are so waiting on the big win that we don't celebrate the small victories along the way. And a big win is usually a series of small wins all combined. But we just want the big win. And so if we celebrate the small wins as we go along, it gives us the energy and the emotion, because the emotion is the positive emotion is what will fuel you and drive you and push you. But you're not gonna have that positive emotion if you're only waiting on the end result. There is joy in the journey and in the process of it all.
Is,
Absolutely.
I mean, I see it very clearly in weight loss. You know, people have maybe a 30-pound goal, and I do it in my Camp Camila training all the time. That like, let's break it down. Let's see goal by goal. 2 pounds.
Yes.
Celebrate 2 pounds. It was a lot that you know
Mm-hmm.
it had to happen in order for you to achieve that 2 pound loss.
Absolutely.
So be okay. Celebrate
Yes.
that 2 pound, and then guess what? In whatever 3 months, 4 months, those 2 pounds per week will eventually add up to the 30 pounds.
Absolutely.
As opposed to
overnight.
Yeah,
So it's like it's all related, right?
Yeah.
The patience with the celebration of the
Right.
small wins with the growth mindset. Yeah, so those would be the three I would say are definitely essential leads to the winning mentality and staying
I
focused.
love it, and I love as always that it can be just applied to any area of life.
Any area of life.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, my question, I have mine on the phone. I noticed your notebook over
Yes,
here.
because sometimes I like to write. I like a book.
Yes, I know. You like a pink book.
Yes.
Um,
And it says aim on it too. I'm winning.
Okay, you are winning. I'm gonna keep it digital, right? I kind of do everything on my phone, but I have Emma from London. Hi, Emma. She says she does cardio 5 times a week, but she's still not losing weight. What am I doing wrong?
Eating bad food.
I don't want to lift weights because I don't want to bulk up. What am I doing wrong? Okay, so you know, Emma, to begin with, Nicole, that's what I love about this show. I love that we get to debunk a lot of myths that are preventing, you know, just many of us, even us, you know, from kind of achieving the things that we need to achieve in life. And one of those big myths is the fact that you know, when women especially, and this is particularly for women, when women weight train, that they're going to bulk up. No, I've
heard that a lot.
I've heard that a lot. There are a lot of people who shy away from weight training, women in particular, because of that fear. So let's you know, kind of get that first of all. It is not going to bulk you up. We cannot biologically bulk up in the way that you are afraid of, because we were just not designed to do that. The people that you are running away from, that you might be seen as, oh, I don't want to look like her, you know, these bodybuilders.
They have to do some serious
they
things,
do
don't
some
it?
serious things. They
some
pump
heavy
themselves
weight.
with all kind of testosterone. They are eating very differently. So you have to be kind of actively making an effort to look the way that, you know,
that can't just
way.
happen from
No,
lifting weight.
absolutely
I
not.
can definitely testify to that. But when I was introduced to weightlifting, it was the greatest blessing.
Yeah, no, it is. And so on the contrary, weight training and weightlifting and, you know, really lifting heavy weights is actually going to get you that sleek, toned body
And
that
have
you
the
are
muscle
achieving. Yes,
definition. Yes,
absolutely.
yes.
The tone. So on the contrary, actually, Nicole, our lean muscle mass is really the driving force behind what our resting metabolic rate is, which really is, you know, what our body is able to burn when we're resting. So when we're blinking, when we're just not doing anything active to burn
Like
calories.
right now.
Like right now.
Well, how much calories does but chatting burn? I must be burned though. All right, back to the point.
Well, the truth is, you know, depending on how much lean muscle mass, so your resting metabolic rate is very different from mine, is very different from Emma's.
Yes.
You know, and so it really is dependent on how much lean muscle mass that you have. And the more lean muscle mass is, the faster your metabolism, which is the more calories you're going to be burning, even long after you work out. So even beyond just kind of like that sleek look that you're going for in terms of tone, it allows you to burn lots and lots and lots of calories.
Even when you're not doing nothing.
Even when you're not doing anything.
About that life.
Yes. And so the truth is that when people are really afraid of lifting weights because they don't want to bulk up, it's actually the opposite. When you lift weights and you lift weights heavy, women, you will lose a lot of weight. You'll be burning a lot of calories throughout the day.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't realize that actually in your late 20s, early 30s, we naturally start losing muscle mass.
Yes,
right?
I know.
It's a condition called sarcopenia. And so what happens is that every single year, if you're not training and if you're not building on muscle mass, then we're going to be losing it. So you could eat clean a little more. If you are not building that
And do the cardio.
then naturally what will happen after a while is that your metabolism is going to slow down.
Yes.
And so you're going to
You know
end
how
up
many
just
friends I
gaining
have
weight?
said,
Yeah.
they're like, oh my gosh, I hit 32, I hit 33, and
Absolutely.
it's like my
Yes.
whole thing just changed.
Absolutely,
Yes, it's
right?
true.
And in general, weightlifting has been scientifically proven to, you know, help to reduce bad cholesterol. It helps to reduce high blood pressure, all kinds of diseases, cancer, heart disease. You know, so even from a health perspective, you need to be training, weight training, 4 to 5 times a week at least.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
So
completely.
this,
I'm totally
this
sold
myth
on it.
that we need to be running on the treadmill for,
Yeah.
you know, 1 hour and 1.5 hours, that's not going to get you your results. Of course, aerobic activity is very important in the training, and so you need to
And
incorporate
what I found
that.
with and a lot of people are obsessed with the scale and everything.
Yes,
but what
no.
I found, muscle weigh more,
Muscle
right? Because
weighs
I'm
more
not an
than
expert,
fat,
so I have
yes.
to double check.
Yes,
But muscle
muscle weighs
weighs
more than
more.
fat.
But you look like
Yes.
you can be heavier and
Right.
look much tighter.
So I can
and
be
sleeker
130
than somebody who
pounds,
weigh less.
right? I can be 130 pounds and look toned, look, you know, what you're going for. And then 120, just kind of mager and she
Yeah,
don't
and
have
just
no
or
tone
just
and
look,
whatever.
yeah.
And, you know, one thing I would say about weight training is that you don't need those big fancy equipment things
Yes.
at the gym and those big machines.
You can
right?
price, you
can
use
do it
water bottles and all kind
You
of
can
different
get
things.
very creative. So like, you know, for example, take a mop stick or a broomstick, attach some like detergent buckets at the end
Yeah.
of it, and there's the squat rack
And I know
right
that
there.
you use body weight too. As
Body weight
resistance
training
and
is
stuff, yeah.
excellent because resistant training, weight training, it's all in one and
If
the
I
same.
use my leg as the weight, it's definitely heavy.
No,
It's big.
But you know, things like push-ups, things like, you know, squats, you definitely want to be lifting heavy
Yes.
because that really is going to be what is going to give you that sleek look. It's going to be what is going to drive your metabolism to allow you to burn calories all
Yeah.
throughout the day. And don't shy away from it. There's absolutely no way that you are going to bulk up, Emma. And that's actually, your question was, what am I doing wrong? That's what you're doing wrong. You're doing too much cardio and you're not incorporating weight. You're shying away from weight when that's actually what is going to be, you know,
The major
getting
key.
you. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for your questions. Remember to keep them coming. Comment on our Instagram. Comment on the comments page on the YouTube channel.
Send us any
because
questions.
We really want to hear from you.
Yes.
Without your questions, we have no
Yeah.
show, and we
Yeah.
definitely want to have a show.
Sure.
So, thank you so much, and
Thank
we'll
you,
see you next
guys.
week.